going on, guys? Welcome to another video. David Falla here, and Happy New Year, Happy 2020. I'm so happy to be here. Honestly, like, I haven't been doing videos in a while, so you guys know. I kind of wanted to explain to you guys why I haven't been on YouTube as much, and I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about my plans for 2020 and also give you guys a little bit of perspective, a little bit of life lessons that I learned on 2019 that, you know, I might help some of you to put things into perspective and see these things a little bit different, situation a little bit different. So I'm gonna go back to 2019 at the beginning of the year, talk about one of my people that follow me on Instagram. You guys saw I did a video. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can follow me. I'm gonna leave the description, the link in the description under this video. But anyways, 2019 was one of the hardest years of my life. In 2019, I discovered that my son had a very rare cancer. My son is Ethan. He's 1.5 years old right now. When he was 9 months, I discovered that he had a very rare cancer. And that was a very difficult moment in my life. I will say the hardest moment in my life. I had no idea why this was happening to me. I kind of want answers, but there's no answers for this, right? It's just bad luck, I guess. But because of it, my world crumbled a little bit, to be honest with you guys. But I was able to get up from that, right? On top of that, I made a commitment at the end of 2018 that I wanted something different for 2019. I wanted to do something different with my career, right? I wanted to do something that I hadn't done before, right? So I made the commitment I was gonna open my shop, my barber shop, in 2019, right? When that happened, when I made that commitment, everything that was happening with my son, I had no idea, right? Everything that happened with my son is happening around March. I made the commitment on December of 2018 that was my New Year resolution, right? So I started working on that. I started like looking for the place. I started looking for everything that I needed for my barbershop. And then when everything was almost done, right? Everything was set up. Applications were filled, and you know, everything was set up and for State Board to come and check. That week before I had my appointment with State Board here, that's the week I discovered that my son had cancer. We rushed him to the hospital. He had to get surgery, had to remove a tumor from the back of his head. So the crazy part was that the day that my son was having surgery, I had to rush to the shop to get inspected, but because it was going to get inspected by State Board, right? It was very difficult to leave my son for that, but it was obviously, this was something that needed to be done as well. So my wife started the hospital. I came, you know, here. Half of me came to do the inspection, to be honest with you, although I have stayed at the hospital. But you know what? That same day, that was such a difficult day for me, you know, because imagine you working on something for a long time, for months, and then the day that comes, and it should be a happy day. It should be a very happy for anybody that is trying to open a business. The day that everything is inspected and they tell you, okay, great, like you can open, like everything is good. It should be one of the happiest moments in anybody's life, right? But for me, it wasn't, right? Because everything was happening with my son. So I came to the shop and everything, and it was inspected and it passed, and I was, you know, how I said, to an extent happy, right? Happy because you know, I could open, but at the same time I had to rush back to the hospital and deal with everything that was happening there, right? When my son stayed at the hospital for pretty much 2 weeks, and then when he got out, then I actually, you know, obviously came back to the shop, finished what everything needed to be done so we could open. And when we opened, then it was the craziest thing, because I was licensed in New York before as a barber, so I've been having my New York license for a very long time, right? But I needed to transfer it to Jersey because I opened up my spa in Jersey, so I had to transfer my license, right? I didn't have to do all the hours. I just had to do the remaining hours that I needed, because New York and New Jersey are different hours, right? So the week that I opened the shop, that's the week that I actually went to school. I started going to school to do the hours. So can you imagine how difficult it was and how many risks I took? I look back and I was like, wow, like I took a lot of risks by opening a place, you know, like everything that was happening with my son, and knowing that everything that was gonna come from like bills and all that. And on top of that, I wasn't even at the shop full time because I was going to school full time so I could finish this hours. So wow, now I look back and it was such a big risk. Like I don't know what I was thinking, but I think that's the whole purpose of this video, right? Sometimes we think so much about things, right? We want things to be a certain way, right? But sometimes that's not how our life is about. Sometimes life puts you against the wall and you have to find solutions. You have to find a way to get out of there, right? And for me, like, life really put me against the wall, and I had already made commitments that I couldn't just back up from, and I needed to do something about it, so I just went with it, right? I started going to school, I started building a new business, and I had to take care of my son and my family and everything that was happening at home. I had to continue with YouTube, right? I had to continue, guys, with everything. So I did that for 6 months. We'll be open 6 months. The shop. My son has been on treatment for 7 months, and I finished school already. Actually, I finished school. It was 6 months that I had to be in school, so I finished that as well. So I'm fully licensed now in New York and New Jersey, which is pretty cool. But I did that. Although those 6 months were extremely hard for me, I would barely sleep because I had so much to do. I have to go to school, and then after school I have to come to work, obviously take care of the shop. It wasn't just that I will come in, cut hair, and then go home. No, I needed to come in, take care of everything, the business side, take care of my clients, the barber side, and then stay extra to do whatever business side, and then go home and be with my family, take care of the family. And then I had to edit and do all this stuff for YouTube and everything else that I already have made plans for, right? How I said at the beginning of the video, I wanted 2019 to be a different year for me in my career, right? I wanted to really step it up on many things. About what happened, like life gets in the way sometimes, and I had to stop. I had to put my head down. I have to stop with many of the plans that I have to put those on the side, and I have to focus on what really was important, right? What I needed to do first. And that's exactly what I did. So the point of this video is that show you guys that sometimes, like, things are not gonna go according to plan. Sometimes you have plans, you make your New Year resolutions, and you have things that you wanna really focus and really get done in this year. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes it's just, unfortunately, just doesn't happen that way. Sometimes you have to like do all the things that need to be done first, and that's fine. That's what I want to let you guys know. It's fine, it was a difficult year for me, but the year ended better than it started, right? Now, right here, I can tell you that my shop is doing great. I mean, it's been 6 months. I think for 6 months is doing great compared to like other people that I know that have businesses that probably took them 2-3 years for them to like really be in business. For us, it's taking us way less, so that's amazing. I can tell you guys that my son is doing great, and that's what has me very happy. He's still on treatment, he's still doing chemo and all that, but he's doing great, and that's the most important thing. The rest of my family, my daughter and my wife, mom, brother, all that, they're healthy, which is important, right? YouTube, I'm back to YouTube, thank God. I can actually go back to this. I finished school. School was taking so much time out of my day. That's why like it was kind of screwing everything up. So I finished school, I graduated a couple weeks ago, so I'm very happy about that. And I'll say now I'm fully licensed in New Jersey and New York, so that's great. And for 2020, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about what 2020 is bringing, right? 2020 is bringing a lot of the plans that I made on 2018, at the end of 2018 or the beginning of 2019. I want to bring some of those plans. I already started. One of those goals was to obviously open my place. Second goal of 2019 was to start my online academy. For you guys that don't know, I actually have an online academy. It's Spanish only. I did Spanish only first because honestly, unfortunately, in the Spanish community, there's not a lot of education. Spanish countries and they don't get a lot of education, like when it comes to like our cosmetology industry, so or in the beauty industry in general. So I wanted to do something for them first, but definitely this year in 2020, I'm gonna bring a lot of that curriculum in English, so you guys can actually learn from that and be part of that. So I'm very happy for that. I have other plans, other things that I want to do. I want to resume with my classes. I want to resume with like everything I had to stop doing because of what happened in 2019. So the message that I have for you guys is this. Life is about perspective, right? Life is about how you see it, right? Nothing has a meaning. Nothing that happens to you necessarily has a meaning, but just the meaning that you use. When everything happened to my son, yes, I could have just started drinking or doing whatever or taking stuff and all that, but I didn't, right? I used that as motivation to push forward. And what I did, I created an event. It's called Cuts for Ethan, and then we did a fundraiser. We did an event when we cut hair, and we raised some money, and that money was donated to the hospital where my son goes, and the other money was donated to like the foundation that takes care of the illness that he has, to say it like that, the condition that he has, right? So that's something. I turned something bad into something good, right? Because thank God my son has me, has my wife, the support of all our friends and family. So he didn't need much because he had everything that he needed, right? But unfortunately, some families don't have this. Some families are not in that position. Some families needed the help. So that's what I wanted to provide. I wanted to provide that help for those families that maybe are in the same situation, but they don't have they're in a position that I am, so that's why I wanted to help, right? So that was how you turn something bad into something good, right? When I went to school, it was at the beginning I saw it as a waste of time, but you know what? It was not a waste of time, because while I was there, yes, it was taking a lot of my time. What I could use that time for something else. But what really helped me was that I was able to connect with new people that are just starting in the industry. I was able to share so much with them, teach them. Everybody complains about the schools don't teach you anything. That could be right, but you know what, guys? I was there and I was able to share what I knew for all those students. So I'm sure that they're super happy with all the information that I shared with them. I changed people's perspectives on things. I changed the teachers' way of looking at things. I changed the school owner thinking and how they see the industry, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy with that because the school that I went to before didn't offer the barbering program wasn't that good. You know what? Now I can tell you guys it's better, right? Because I did something and I kind of showed them that more could be done, right? So I turned something bad that I get it. Like, no barber wants to not work because they want to go to school, even though we need to in the US. But you know what? I turned a bad situation, to say it like that, into something positive, and I was able to create an impact in other people, right? And the same thing with the place, with the shop. Like, it was a huge risk at the moment for me and my family. But you know what? I knew that if I push forward, clients will believe in what I believe, and they were gonna be happy and supportive with the new spy, and that's exactly what happened, right? Clients have been very supportive, and I thank you guys. If you guys are watching this, I thank you for that. So for 2020, guys, remember, nothing really has a meaning, but the meaning that you guys give it to. You guys give a meaning to any situation. It could be bad, it could be good, but it's up to you, to the way, like, what you do with that, and then turn it into something positive. And that's exactly what I do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do for 2020. I'm gonna turn all those bad situations into good situations, and I'm gonna look around, see what people need, and try to create solutions for those people. Those are my goals for 2020. So I hope this video helped you guys, even if it's just a little bit. Sometimes we think that we have it bad, but then other people have it worse. So if your family is healthy, if you are in a good position of that you can do better for others. Build a bigger table for everybody. That's the most important thing, and that's what I want for everybody on 2020. When I say that FitBarber stands for be impactful. That means that impact others in a positive way, and that's what I do. And I hope you guys that this helps you guys to be impactful and help others. Remember that your story might become the motivation for somebody else to get out of a bad place or to continue going, right? So just always remember that. That's it, guys. I'll let you guys go. I know it was a longer video, but I know some of you might find a lot of the information useful, and it's gonna help you guys push forward when you guys go into like a bad moment, right? So I'll see you guys on the next video. Definitely I'm back to YouTube. I'm gonna be working on YouTube. That was my another resolution of mine for this year, is work on YouTube. I really want to put all my effort on YouTube and see what happens. I just want to see what happens when I create what I want to create, when I do what I want to do. I actually have everything that I need now, and I'm very happy about that. So you guys are gonna see me more. So don't forget to subscribe if you like the video. If you want to see more content, don't forget to actually activate all notifications. Follow me on social media so you can keep in touch with everything that I do. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.